My name is Prashant Sawant. Most of you have seen me delivering lectures here. And generally, I do trainings in corporates, and all my trainings are based on Bollywood. So, whenever I have to take any subject, say attitude or leadership or stress management, whatever, so I take help of Bollywood movies. So, in my presentations, there are hardly PPTs, like hardly any matter as such. Mostly, I put on film clips, and then we discuss. So, today also, I'm going to talk about what Bollywood teaches us as far as health is concerned. So there are so many learnings from Bollywood which one can take for health, related to health. But just to start, I will just tell you a few of the dialogues which in Bollywood movies you must have encountered whenever there is hospital or doctor. So what generally they talk about, I will just take you through. Now this is one dialogue. तुम्हें आराम की सख्त ज़रूरत है. All these I am going to list down 10 dialogues which you will find very common in most of the movies. So तुम्हें आराम की सख्त ज़रूरत है. Okay. Now what I feel is the person who is having some disease or he is not well, most of the time the people who come to meet him make sure that he remains there only. He remains unwell. So they have to talk to him in such a way that he comes back to normalcy. But generally if you see the dialogues, they make sure that he will remain there for few more days. So तुम्हें आराम की सख्त जरूरत है तो उसको डरा रहे हो लोग. You need आराम, otherwise you will be off. So this is one dialogue. इसकी हालत बहुत नाजुक है. This also you must have heard. इसकी हालत बहुत नाजुक है. So they will talk about हालत नाजुक है मतलब he'll again be scared कि मेरी हालत नाजुक है मतलब क्या हुआ. So he'll be remaining there for few more days. Okay. Generally nurse will say अभी आप पेशेंट से मिल नहीं सकते, उन्हें अगेन आराम की जरूरत है. So somebody goes to meet him, तो उन्हें मिल नहीं सकते अभी. So they will again scare him, the patient as well as the person who has come to meet him. इसका बहुत खून बह चुका है, फौरन ऑपरेशन करना पड़ेगा. This dialogue also you must have heard many times. इसका बहुत खून बह चुका है. Okay. In Amar Akbar Anthony, you must have seen Nirupa Rai wants blood, and Amitabh, Vinod Khanna and Rishi Kapoor together they are giving blood to her. So all those veins are like the tubes are going directly. So that is what मनमोहन देसाई कैन डू. बट इसको खून की जरूरत है, फौरन ऑपरेशन करना पड़ेगा. 24 घंटे में आराम आना चाहिए वरना इज डेड. सो होश आना चाहिए. आई एम सॉरी. सो नाउ द पेशेंट इज नॉट इज क्रिटिकल एंड द डॉक्टर इज सेइंग अगर 24 घंटे में होश नहीं आया देन ही इज ऑन गॉन. सो ही इज ऑल्सो पुटिंग प्रेशर ऑन द पर्सन हु हैज कम टू सी हिम. ओके. इन्हें दवा की नहीं दुआ की जरूरत है. दिस ऑल्सो आई थिंक दिस इज क्लोजर टू व्हाट I also want to tell people that we can cure ourselves with dua, not only with dawa. In fact, I say dawa. In fact, it is said that medicine is the biggest killer of humanity. So I was reading this book by Twinkle Khanna, this Mrs. Funny Bones, where she has written about Akshay, her husband, where he doesn't take medicines. He wants natural healing. So in some few years back, his son he fell unwell. So he was having fever. So he was not willing to take any medicines. So he said, let me cure myself. He was trying to copy Akshay Kumar. But Akshay Kumar doesn't take medicine. So here इन्हें दवा की नहीं दुआ की जरूरत है. मुबारक हो, आपका बेटा आप खतरे से बाहर है. Like some time back it was like अगर 24 घंटे में होश नहीं आया then खलास, and now he is खतरे से बाहर. So that is also dialogue you must have seen. और then the woman coming to doctor and saying कि मेरे पति को बचा लीजिए डॉक्टर साहब. So that also you must have heard. और अगेन भगवान ने चाहा तो सब ठीक हो जाएगा. सो नाउ हियर द डॉक्टर इज सेइंग इट इज नॉट इन माय कंट्रोल एनी मोर. सो नाउ इट इज अप टू भगवान. जैसे दवा और दुआ इट इज लाइक अप टू गॉड. नाउ आई कैन नॉट डू एनीथिंग. हम पूरी कोशिश कर रहे हैं, बाकी ऊपर वाले के हाथ में. अगेन हियर डॉक्टर इज सेइंग आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू ट्राई. आई डोंट नो व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू बट आई विल जस्ट ट्राई माय बेस्ट एंड इट इज अप टू हिम. So these are the dialogues you must have seen in lot of Bollywood movies where sometimes they are pessimistic. The dialogue, the person who is saying it is not very sure what is going to happen to the patient. But today we'll talk about some learning from Bollywood. So I will show you one scene. Generally, it is said that suppose if somebody is unwell, that is called, when I say disease, it is dis-ease. So when you are not at ease, you catch disease. So when you are not happy, when you are happy, you are at ease. So if somebody is happy, ideally he will heal himself. So you don't need any medicine. So now in this movie, Munna Bhai MBBS, that was the main theme of the movie, where Munna Bhai was trying to make everybody happy. So he was seeing if somebody is not well, So he is to try to find out what is the reason why he is not happy, and he was trying to get him into happy state. So if somebody becomes really happy, he will heal himself. He doesn't need medicines. So that is what this movie basically was talking about. And this particular scene also basically talks about that only. If you make somebody happy, he will heal himself. So I will just see the scene and then we'll discuss about it. What that means?
Interesting connections. They are commonly used, but we don't apply our mind to it at that moment. It's like a passing phrase. यो भी बोले तो आगे देखो.
आगे देख लेंगे. Why is not opening? Anybody? Pranav, you can help me. वैसे वो डबल क्लिक करके चालू तो होता है. And doctors they are actually given up on him. The main doctor, Dr. Asthana also says होता है. ये उम्र में खाने की इच्छा कम हो जाती है, नहीं जीने की इच्छा कम हो जाती है. And his son says कुछ खाएगा तो फिर भी कुछ खाएंगे तो फिर भी कुछ हो सकता है. And the main doctor, Dr. Asthana, the dean, he has actually given up on him. Now he is gone like. And they come and the nurse comes and tries to put the needle, and then Sanjay Dutt shouts at her कि कुछ मुंह से खिलाओ ना. Then he the son says shut up, तुम क्यों बीच में बोल रहे हो, ये खाएगा नहीं. Somebody says ये खाएगा नहीं. Then Sanjay Dutt calls his sidekick, that Circuit, and Circuit comes with carom board. Now this old man loves to play carom. In fact, not playing carom, more than playing carom, he loves to take this queen and then the cover. So they put the carom there, and he is actually sleeping as if he is virtually dead. And they start playing, and they are shouting, and they are talking about carom as such. अभी ये मैं लेता हूँ, वो लेता हूँ. अरे अभी रानी कौन लेगा? And he loves Rani. He wants to take queen. So when he hears that, he somehow gets up. He puts his spectacles and slowly comes and sits there. And immediately he takes the striker. And first thing he looks out, where is that Rani? And he takes that. And people will clap and everything. Somebody is there, sir. There one character is sitting there. He says, cover लेना मुश्किल है. Cover लेना मुश्किल है, because रानी तो ले लिया, cover लेना पड़ेगा. So he just says, no, हाथ ऐसा करता है उसे. And then actually it is very difficult to take cover. And whatever he does, you should have seen that. Maybe you can go back and see the scene. The way he does, whatever he does, and he takes the cover. In fact, I have to respect the director. If you see, the biggest applause is if you don't clap. So when he takes the cover, people are stunned. Whoever is watching that game, they are all silent. Nobody even claps. They are so stunned that how he could do that. And he himself starts clapping, the person who actually took the cover. And then there is a glass of juice. He takes, he drinks the juice glass. And his son comes. And then he says, "Jammanu bhook lagi che, jammanu che," and thing like that. And he starts eating. So the main, this scene tells you that if you are happy, and he actually becomes okay. After that scene, you see he's okay because he's khana ka leke aao, and he eats, and he's okay, and his disease free. That is what the scene is. So basically, I will tell you what exactly this scene wants to say. Now, see, we are, as you know, we are all frequency. Like you are seeing me, but I am just a bundle of frequencies, waves. Everybody knows that. Okay. So if I am saying I am happy, I am on particular frequency. If I am sad, I am on particular frequency. So when somebody says happy, he actually wants to say, I am on this frequency. Like if you see google.com, there is a number, that URL has some number. So that is shown as Google. But if you actually see the URL, it will be 2.3.9. whatever. Right? So the way they take that number and say Google, likewise we take the frequency number and say happy, sad, excited, whatever. So whatever feeling we are in, we are actually saying this is my state of, this is the frequency oscillation I am going through. Okay. So if I say I am happy, for example, if I say if I am oscillating at 30, whatever it is, 30, I am happy, 40 I am sad, 50 I am excited, whatever like that. So instead of saying the number, I am saying that that word, that expression. So here if you see frequency, we are all basically bunch of frequencies. So the healing frequency is happy frequency. If somebody is happy, he is healed. So there is nothing different than the other frequency. The frequency is absolutely same. If somebody is saying I am completely healthy, he is happy. He is at peace with himself. So moment he feels, see why, in today they say there are two things which are causing all the diseases. What those things will be? What do you think will be the main reasons why people are catching diseases?
I think they are basically careless.
That is one. Anything more?
The stress.
Stress. Stress is one thing.
Stress or depression.
Stress, basically stress and pollution in cities. But stress is what we are going through. Let's suppose I go in my company and I have some pressure. I have to achieve X number of target within X number of days, Y number of days. So I am stressed. So if I think it is impossible, I will be stressed. How I will be doing? Basically, stress will come when there is a gap between expectation and achievement. So if there is a gap, you are stressed. So stress is one of the reasons, main reasons why people catch diseases. So when you say you are stressed, you are leaving the frequency of healing. You are happy is 30, for example, and stress is say 90. So you go to 90, there is a problem. So if somebody keeps on going to the 90 frequency, he will be deceased. Okay. In fact, in our system, the way we are made up basically for two responses: fight or flight. So basically, like animal, we will fight or we will run away from the situation. So when the situation is like this, whenever we are faced with some problem, some challenge, we judge that whether I can take care of this problem. If I think I can take care of this problem, I will fight. If I think I can't take care of this problem, I will run away. I will flight. Okay. So there is a tiger coming in front of me. If I have gun in my hand, I will fight. If I don't have, I will say, let us get out of this place. So when I go into this fight or flight mode, I am stressed. The person is actually stressed when he is trying to decide what to do. And his normal state of happiness is disturbed. He goes into different state. And once that threat goes off, he comes back to the normal state. Okay. So whenever I see a tiger, I leave my normal happy state, which is healthy state. I go to some fight and flight mode, which is stressful. When the tiger goes away, I come back to my normal state. Now, as a normal human being, God has made some provision that you can go through this kind of situation maybe once or twice a day. But when we keep on going through these situations many times a day, then they will take toll on your body. Like if you go to the office, there is a stress. Every step there is a stress. So every step you are fighting or fight, you are deciding what to do, fight or flight. So you are going to that, again coming back, going to that, maybe it's not coming back full day. During the whole day you are stressed. So you come back home, there is a stress. So if you remain in that state of fight or flight for more than necessary time, you will have that disease with you forever. Then you will have to be admitted somewhere. So ideally, the person who is completely healed is completely happy. So whatever his disease may be, if he is completely happy, that disease will actually leave him. Like in this scene it is shown. So when he is happy, he plays carom, he takes the kivin and takes the cover. He is happy, he is healed. Okay. So now,
What about when he becomes helpless? Suppose tiger is there. I neither can run down, neither I can save myself. I have to die. What is
so again, that is a stressful situation. He doesn't know what to do. Either he cannot fight because he is going to kill, and he cannot run away also. So that is a stressful situation. That situation might eat him. Like there are, in fact, today only I was reading, whose interview I was reading? Somebody's interview I was reading where he said my movie flopped, and Rishi Kapoor's. In Times of India, Rishi Kapoor gave interview today where he said after Curse he was in depression because he thought Curse is going to be sure shot success, and Curse flopped badly. Today it is a cult movie, but that time, today's Times of India, he has given an interview. So he said his father Raj Kapoor told him once that after Meram Joker he wanted to he had thoughts of committing suicide, but he fought. And he made which movie? After Meranam Joker, he made a very Bobby. He made Bobby on a very low budget and became very big hit.
Curse was a hit also.
No, Curse was flop. And that time, because I'm also surprised, but it was flop.
But there was a remake of Curse by Himesh
Reshma, yeah. Even today, Curse, if you put like if it comes on ZTV or wherever, people will watch it. And it is a great movie, no doubt.
Songs are still popular.
Tremendous movie. Even the movie is in fact that copy of Curse, Om Shanti Om.
I saw that movie so many times.
It was flop.
Enjoyed it every time I saw. That's the only one movie I have seen more than once.
Yeah, I have also seen him at least maybe 10 to 20 times. Great movie. But it clashed with Kurbani.
Oh,
And Kurbani actually walked over that movie.
okay.
And Curse.
Curse.
Karz. And Kurbani and they released together. In fact, in one of the radio shows, Subhash Ghai had come to give interview. That time, one of the audiences were asking questions. So the audience.
Was Kurbani a better movie?
It was not a better movie, but somehow, see, that time maybe people thought of watching. like this today's scenario, it was not the case. People used to take advance tickets. I remember on Monday used to go and the ticket window used to open and wish. So and the Kurbani immediately caught on, and people thought that must be the. And Kurbani compared to Curse, if you see, it was more flamboyant and maybe college going students, वगैरह, those people might like. This was emotional kind of movie. The mother is losing the son, and again the son comes back. And so that time it was flop. So Subhash also said that. So he said the movie was. I also thought it will be a very big hit, though it was pitted against Kurbani. And today, if you see, if given a choice, people will watch Curse than Kurbani. In today's scenario, maybe it was ahead of its time. So Rishi Kapoor in that today's interview said I was under stress and I want. He has come up with that book, na Khullam Khulla, Rishi's book. So where he
He
has
talked about his father, not so much about himself.
that book. I have not yet read that, but he has.
He's talked about his growing up and his
His
differences.
father.
Then he about himself also. It is about him, and he has spilled lots of beans, and he has done whatever. People are actually scared what he has
Father
written.
lived a very flamboyant
Flamboyant
life.
He spoke about the father's affairs, not
Yeah,
his
yeah.
own.
In fact, one of the reasons why he didn't have any major affair which affected his family, because he saw his mother under stress, tremendous stress, because he used to cry, and every now and then he used to have new affair, and his mother used to be under huge pressure. So he thought of him to himself that whatever happens, I am not going to do this to my wife and my children. Because whatever happens to the woman, and he had, yeah, he stuck to it. Yes, whatever it was, he never got anything at home. Even
He
today.
was also a film star.
He was very big fan, but never had. He was romantic. Big. In fact, he was bigger than Rajkapoor, I would say. Rajkapoor was okay, diet and all that, but he made so many. In fact, he was the person who launched lots of the maximum number of heroines.
Correct. And all in white sarees.
White
Some
saree.
in white sarees.
Maximum number of heroines were launched against with him.
I was abroad all that time, so I missed that era.
No, I knew the whole family, right from Prithviraj Kapoor.
Yeah, yeah.
70s, 80s, 90s, I was abroad. So then I came back late 90s.
But then also they see a lot of Indian movies.
Yeah, but we didn't. I was in Japan, not so much.
Okay, Japan. Like SRK is hit there only, but outside India more than.
Yeah, I heard about
Sorry.
SRK only after I came.
Okay, okay.
Sorry, I put you somewhere else.
Yeah, it's
No,
okay.
we're talking about Bollywood.
Yeah, Bollywood.
So it's okay. A little trivia here and there. And
Yeah.
we want to also contribute our knowledge.
Absolutely, absolutely. So basically, it is about frequency and what. See, now we'll talk about this feeling. So when I'm saying I'm feeling this way, so I'm oscillating at this frequency. So let us get that very clear. So after my presentation, I think you will have idea how to cure yourself. At least we'll know what it is. To actually do that is not very easy. But at least I will know this is the theory, and let us put it in practice. And if we keep on practicing, we'll be able to implement that theory into practice, and we'll achieve health, proper health. Now see, there is healthy frequency, and there is a frequency which we are not healthy. This is. Now I will come to the health mantra. But now when I say I am my healthy frequency is say 30 and my unhealthy frequency is 50, I have to bring that frequency to this frequency. That is, it is easier said than done. But why it doesn't happen actually? I will give you the example. See, we are oscillating. Suppose somebody is not healthy or is having some fever or some problem. So everybody, including doctor, his relatives, everybody puts that into his mind that you are not well. So it is continuously told to him that you are not well. So he starts believing that he is not well. In fact, you meet doctor, he will tell you 100 things which will again sink you down further. So he starts oscillating at that unhealthy frequency. Because everybody is saying, if you go to meet anybody in hospital, we go and ask him what happened. Agar uska kahin accident hua hai, so we again ask him what happened. Then he will relive the whole process again. I was going there, this happened, that happened. So again he goes and oscillates at that frequency of accident.
And 50 times.
50 times. And if the person who is in hospital, if he is not asked, he will feel bad. आके गया बैठ के गया लेकिन पूछा ही नहीं. So he also wants somebody to ask him कि क्या हुआ.
Asking healing.
So actually they are actually stopping his healing.
As I said, misery loves company.
Misery loves क्या बात है. Misery loves company. So they will put him into that state of mind. Now what happens is, now his healthy frequency is say 50, now he is at 30. So when he looks at that 50, he cannot accept because he is oscillating at 30. Suppose he brings that to himself, he will be rejecting that frequency. His mind will say, no, this is not my frequency. Like there was an experiment conducted, there was a person who was completely healthy. He was told that you have cancer. And he actually collapsed. He could have died. After few days, they actually were checking, his parameters were collapsing. And there was somebody who had cancer, he was told that you are perfectly okay. So he started improving. Because when the cancer person was told that you are perfectly okay, he started oscillating at healthy frequency. Even though his body had disease, he was thinking of health. So he was on the way to health. And this man, he was healthy, but he started oscillating at unhealthy frequency. So we are all, if you look at ourselves under microscope, on the chair, me or this thing, everything is basically a frequency. So we have to adjust our frequency to where we want it to be adjusted. Suppose I want to be happy, I should be happy. For example, generally what happens is when we see belief, what is the spelling of belief? Belief, Lie, Lie. So in belief there is lie. So when I start believing a lie, that becomes belief. So so today I am not, suppose I am not able to buy Mercedes, for example, I am not able to buy 1 crore worth Mercedes. So today it is a lie for me. So if I buy that Mercedes, what I will feel, that is the frequency. Again, feeling is frequency. So if I go into the shop and if I sign a check of 1 crore, I give it to him, I take the delivery of the car, I take the car at my home. So and then what I will feel is a frequency. Okay, but today I am not able to buy, for example, I am not able to pay 1 crore for that Mercedes. So I am not able to recognize that frequency. I am not familiarized with that frequency. So whenever I am thinking of that thought of buying Mercedes, my this frequency refuses that, rejects that. Are you getting me?
I didn't get it. Means what?
See, the feeling of having Mercedes is a frequency,
Yeah.
and feeling today of not having Mercedes is a frequency.
It's also fake.
So I want to buy Mercedes. So whenever I think of buying Mercedes, my this frequency rejects that thought.
Okay.
It repels that frequency. It says you be away. It is not possible.
It's not possible. Okay.
So I am not able to feel what I will feel if I buy Mercedes.
Okay.
If I feel what I will feel when I buy Mercedes, I will get Mercedes. So whatever you want in life, if you start feeling having that, as if you have achieved that, you will get it. So if you want to become CEO of a company, if you start feeling like CEO of a company, if you start oscillating like that, you will get it. Because it's frequency. If your frequency is matched, they will come and join. That particular thing will come to you and you will get it. So that is the basic. All things, all thoughts, everything you want in life is a frequency. So when I expect something out of me, if I see, it is said that you don't get what you want, you get what you expect. If you genuinely expect, yeah, this is what I deserve, you will get it. But some people
Universe conspires to make
give it to you,
your
yes.
wishes come true.
Because universe will make, because since your frequencies are same, that will come and join you. It will happen in your life. So same thing with health or anything you want. But the problem is, say, suppose I want Mercedes and that thought is Y, and currently my thought is X. So when I want to think I will have Mercedes, that thought scares me because this frequency doesn't accept that. Then there will be anxiety. Then I will think how I will be able to afford the EMIs, where I will keep the car. If something goes wrong, how I will make sure the maintenance is taken care of. Now this X frequency is a way of thinking, doesn't accept that.
Oh, okay. So how do you make yourself?
Absolutely, that is what happens. See, what happens is when now this frequency is Y, I am X. So I try to put that Y with me. So X and Y, they fight. So I have to now see what happens is our mind is that way dumb. If I self-talk, it starts believing that. There is a big topic that like we can take days for self-talk. Like if you say I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, you start feeling happy. If you say I'm sad, sad, you will start feeling sad. So mind starts believing the words which we utter. So now this Y frequency and I am at X frequency, I have to first familiarize with that Y frequency. So one of the ways is you have to ask yourself what I will feel when I get that, I go to that frequency. When I buy that Mercedes, what I will feel, and we should try to feel that. Now when to feel that? See, what happens is there is a classic formula, there is a classic master key which God has given us. We can achieve anything. How? First thing is we have to go to the blank state. Blank state means the gap between two thoughts is blank space. So when there is no thought in your mind, you are in blank state. Okay. So now suppose you are in blank state and the first thought which you introduce after that blank state becomes your thought. So you start accepting that thought. So even though it is Y, you start thinking that is X. So ideally one should meditate And after the meditation is complete, when he's coming out of that blank state, he should introduce that thought that I have this Mercedes, and he should feel the way he will feel when he gets it. Okay, that is what ideally think. But meditation is not that easy. So the easiest thing I will tell you. See, when we go to sleep, when we lie on the bed, we immediately don't go off to sleep. It takes some time for us to actually go off to sleep. So that is a golden period. So when you lie on the bed and before you go off to sleep, whatever you think comes true in your life. Because that time the conscious mind and subconscious mind handing over, taking over is happening. So it is said that the last thought in your mind before you went off to sleep will become reality. The last thought in your mind before you went off to sleep. So ideally, when you lie on the bed, we should go into that khayalome. Whatever you want to achieve, you tell yourself that you have achieved it, and you start enjoying the after effects of that achievement. And just go into khayalome. I had that Mercedes, then I went to Goa with in that Mercedes, and this and that. Just go into that trip. It is said that the nation is in imagination. The nation in imagination. So in imagination is a huge power. In fact, God has given us two biggest powers, that is imagination and memory. Imagination and memory. Generally, we misuse those. So when we look at memory, we dig out some bad memory. And when we look at imagination, we expect something going wrong. Some fear that this may go wrong, this may. So ideally, when you go back, when you look back, you have to search for something which good has happened, something good which has happened to you, and take it out. So again, good will happen to you, because if I look back and recollect something good which has happened to me, I will start oscillating at good frequency, and today I will attract good. But if I keep on looking at something which has gone bad, I will oscillate at bad frequency, and something bad will come. So ideally, one should dig into the past for good. It is said you should be good finder. When we see donut, we should not see the hole, we should see the donut. So that kind of thinking, good finder. In fact, I will give you one small exercise. If you can do that, you take one stone from anywhere, some normal stone, and you keep that below your pillow. And before going off to sleep, take that stone in your hand like this, close your eyes, and go through good things which have happened to you in today's day. Suppose when I am going to sleep, I will just hold that stone and I will think what good happened to me today. Not bad, what good happened to me today. And I will search for the best which happened to me. Out of 2-3 goods, what was the best? And that best, with the stone in my hand, I will say thank you, thank you, thank you 3 times. Then after 21 days, this stone becomes magic stone. So whenever you have any problem, you go and pick that stone up and imagine that problem as solved. This stone will solve it, because that stone will have that power. Are you getting me? So ideally, you have that stone always below your pillow, and in fact, once you get up also, you take that stone and again say thank you, thank you, thank you 3 times. Whenever there is 3, like man, woman, and the child, 2 people come and the third one comes in. There is a production which happens. That is why 3 is very important. 3 number is very important. So thank you, thank you, thank you. That one should do when he gets up also. See, across the world, 5 million people don't get up out of their beds every day. They die. 5 million. First thing when you get up, we should say thank you that I am alive. I am not in that 5 million. And 20 million people lose somebody close to them every day. So every day 20 million people wake up to find somebody near and dear has gone. So we should be thankful to God that we are not in that 25. That is the biggest cause of celebration. So the first thing when we get up, either the stone in hand or otherwise, but ideally you should have the stone in hand, because that stone will acquire power. So once you take that stone in hand, say thank you, thank you, thank you, that I am alive, I am healthy, I can see, my hands are fine, I can walk. That is the biggest blessing. Everything else comes secondary. So ideally, then again we go on to that frequency. So these kinds of things should be done in hospital. The patient will not be there for many days. Every now and then he should be told.
People come at hospital of various modes. Some say good things, improving things. Some say past histories of negatives and like this. The patient becomes confused.
See, the patient, you are right. So the people, there are 2 things. One, somebody who is strong enough, he will not be influenced by somebody else. But ideally, when the patient is not well, he is weak in mind also. Somebody should give him support. If somebody pulls him down, there is a problem. So it should be banned that nobody should talk any illness to him. Yeah.
That's why doctor said never allow outside to patient because some negatives may also pass on, negative some good things also may pass.
In fact, this actually, I don't know why doctors say this, but they have to tell the people who are coming to meet. They should be told that talk good things. Like suppose you are overweight. Suppose you are say 100 kg and you want to be 70 kg. So whenever you see in the mirror, you see 100 kg person. So you'll never be 70 kg because you are always frequency is there, it is matching. So you should have a photograph of yourself when you are 70 kg, something slimmer. And if you keep on looking at that photograph every day, you will go there because simple thing, again it is a frequency. Because you at 70 kg is a frequency. If you keep on looking at your own body when it was 70 kg, you will go to that frequency.
So it will happen.
It will happen 100%. See,
I think it has happened. I had a dress, I put it up in the hanger. It was in 1999. I said, by the turn of the century, I'm not going to wait until the new year to make a resolution. My resolution will be complete. On the first of the new century, I am going to wear that dress. And I wore it. And I started in the month of May. So from May,
6 months.
Yeah, I gave myself reasonable time. You can't overnight. I diet, exercise. I was 76. I came down to 58.
Okay, great engage.
But it took 7-8 months, but I'm happy.
Very good achievement, good achievement.
Yeah, and I got into that dress.
So that is what, see now when she kept the dress there, again it was a frequency. She being in that dress is a frequency. And looking at that, see other things will aid only. See if you want something badly, the whole world conspires to give it to you. Yeah. You will not do it, it will happen. Yes. That you will feel like going and exercising, you will feel like eating proper food and things like that. So that is how it is. So ideally the frequency which is there, the ideal frequency, whatever you want to achieve, that with this frequency it clashes. So we have to visit that frequency as many times as possible. So suppose I meet you for the first time, I will be unfamiliar with this person. If I keep on meeting him every now and then, we'll be friends. So I'll be comfortable in his presence also. I will talk whatever I want to because he has become friend of mine. So now that frequency which I want to attain, suppose I want Mercedes, that frequency I am not friendly with. So whenever that thought comes of buying that big car, I am scared because this frequency tells me you can't do that because this thought is not in sync with that thought. But if I keep on, in fact, I would say if somebody wants to buy a big car, he should at least once in a month he should go to the showroom and look at the car, ask for the pricing, look at the brochure and be there. In fact, they also what they do, they will say don't buy whatever, you take a test drive. So when you take a test drive, actually what you are doing, you feel the frequency that you have bought the car. So when you start oscillating at that frequency, you become happy. Yes, this is possible because that X frequency starts accepting Y frequency and you say, let me buy this. And maybe that moment you enjoy. And then you sign a check. Maybe after that again you will say what I have done. But see,
that's why they say they want you to get the feel of
they want, absolutely.
So that when you are ready with your checkbook, okay, I like that car, go there.
Yeah, that feeling is very
I
important.
The sales when he gave me such good service.
Yeah.
Something you relate to it.
Yeah, then again that is frequency, what one oscillates at. So basically here what I want to convey you at is whatever state of disease you have to just throw it out of here. It is not easy, but at least while sleeping that you can do. When you lie on the bed, you imagine yourself to be in that ideal state of health, and or maybe you go back few years where you are perfect, and if you imagine yourself in that state of health, and if you go off to sleep, that disease will go. So in fact in our body there are trillions of cells, and every fraction of second one cell is dying and new cell is taking birth, and that is continuously 1 cell to 50 trillion cells. That replication happens in fraction of seconds. Ideally no disease can remain in body because that cell which is diseased, the new cell is pure, but how that disease is converted or carried to the next cell, who does that? Now this is a cell who has cancer. Now new cell comes in. Ideally the new cell is perfect, but why cancer goes and attacks that cell? How?
The old cell passes it on.
Now how that is not possible.
Because each cell is intelligent and they want to give their intelligence whether you want it or not.
Yeah,
but
you are right, but the cell, he doesn't have his own intelligence. He is looking at what you are thinking. So when that cell is having cancer, he doesn't have cancer. That person is thinking that he has cancer. That is why he feels he has that. Now this thought process of that person makes sure that the next cell also has the cancer.
Next cell will become.
He will carry, the man who is thinking that he has cancer, he will pass on that cancer to the next cell. So all the cells again will be, in fact our body in every 6 months we have new liver. Virtually every year 98% of the body is replaced. Suppose I am meeting you after 1 year, we are meeting different bodies. We are two different bodies. So that is what it is.
But the mind is
98%.
the same. The
Mind is the
thinking
same.
is the same.
Mind is the
That
same.
is the problem.
That
So
SIM card.
with our new body, we are not able to take advantage.
Yeah, mobile is different, SIM card is same. So that is all. Basically we are in a prison without locks.
SIM card also everybody is changing to Jio.
Even diagnosis by doctor is given something that you have this and this disease. That is implanted
Absolutely.
in your mind. Even though you sleep and at the golden time, that belief that was implanted by the doctor does not go out.
Absolutely. In fact, few of the dialogues, if you see, अब तुम्हें दवा की दुआ की जरूरत है, अब भगवान के हाथ में. Actually, doctor cannot do anything but dressing. Healing is done by God. Doctor can only do dressing. Healing is done by God. So when he's saying you have disease, he just based on some reports is saying that the person can remove those whatever problems are by way of thinking also. It is possible.
No, belief system was already.
Also we believe him because we believe him as God. Like if you go to these babas, tantric, mantrik, he will give you a ring and say ये पहनो आपका ठीक हो जाएगा. We believe him. So even your normal doctor, we go to him every now and then. We believe him. So we believe him. So if he says ये ले लो आप ठीक हो जाओगे, our own system makes us okay. We think the dawai has makes us that dawai has made us okay. But actually we believe that is why we have
Placebo effect, no? If you
placebo effect, absolutely. Now in fact like this.
it has been proved, it works.
It works. So in fact Mukesh Ambani also was, like if you see this the person who died in Chakravyuh, Abhimanyu was hearing what Chakravyuh is all about, Mahabharata. So he was hearing that and he went off to sleep, or somebody went off to sleep, and then he couldn't complete that. He couldn't understand what was the complete how to come out, and he died. Similarly, Mukesh Ambani or Dhirubhai Ambani was telling him Jio or Jinodo. He heard only Jio. Now here Jinodo, he is actually virtually killing Vodafone and Airtel and others. So Jio, he forgot about that. Anyway, so the basic is, anyone wants to achieve any state of perfect health, he has to understand currently if he is not healthy, he is at one frequency, he has to tell himself that I have to shift it. So now shifting that frequency will require mental adjustment. We have to make yourself familiar with that frequency, so that you have to imagine yourself that you have actually you have reached that frequency. So the best way is, there are best two ways. While going to sleep, you think yourself as you are perfectly healthy. Never have any thought. In fact, if you ask me, medicines, these tablets also remind us of the problems. So when you are taking a tablet, you are actually going to that frequency of being deceased.
But the afterthought is that I give it.
Yeah, it is difficult. Ideally, if you ask me, ideally one should not take any medicine. But what happens is, we don't have complete control over our mind. Once we start controlling our mind totally, we don't need any medicines. So till that time, the person may die. Because controlling mind is not easy. And the mind is, our blueprint is made when we were between 2 and 8. From the age of 2 to 8, our parents have written our blueprint. Our value system, our beliefs, they have ingrained in us. So they have, whatever they have introduced, we are living with that. The biggest curse, the worst dialogue of humanity is the "so jane to gabbar aa jayega." That dialogue, worse in the sense, that dialogue actually put fear into minds of children. And lots of mothers used to say that, ki "so jane to ye aayega, wo aayega." And this fear is the reason for everything. So this fear doesn't allow us to oscillate at that frequency of being healthy. We think this must be something different. So the two ways are, when we go to bed, when we lie on the bed, before we go off to sleep, we have to imagine that perfect state of health. Whatever is happening, you have to imagine that you are in that perfect state of health. And if you sleep, if you go off to sleep, thinking you are perfectly alright, you will wake up alright. And the other thing is, the next step is, when you get up in the morning, go and ideally have some photograph of yours when you were perfectly healthy. So in that drowsy state, you get up and go and stand in front of that photograph and look into that photograph, look at that photograph, imagine that is true, imagine that is you, imagine that is your mirror. Okay, that.
What about the stone that have to be put in the pillow?
Yeah, that while going to sleep, before going to sleep, you take that stone, that's called magic stone, you put it in your hand like this, and remember good things which happened in the day. So you go into that good finder mode. Generally, our mind tries to search problems. Every day we come across 64,000 thoughts. Our mind goes through 64,000 thoughts, and majority of them are negative. You open a paper, because good news is not a news. Think about it. Bad news is a news. If somebody is killed, somebody is raped, somebody is cheated, that is news. If everything is going all right, who will read? So reading paper first thing in the morning is most damaging. Ideally, one should not do that. One should read something which is very positive, because first few minutes, either ideally first 1 hour, is very that will set the tone for the day. So that state, especially the people who are not healthy, that first 1 hour they should tell themselves that they are the best. In fact, the medicines, everything they should delay. In that first hour, they should not even take that, because that will again remind them that there is something wrong. That is how it is. So simple thing is frequency, which is y and x. We are at x. There is some frequency which is y. We have to make sure that y becomes x, and this x is replaced by y. So you see, you ask yourself, you are all earning, or you may have earned earlier. So you ask yourself, what was the maximum you earned in a year? Suppose you say I have earned 100 rupees in a year, maximum, for example. So that is your frequency of earning. So if you want to earn 200 rupees in a year, that frequency is different. And generally, if you see people, somehow whatever they do, they come, if they are earning 100, they will 90 to 110, they will oscillate. They will not go beyond that. And then they say, I am stagnating. My business is stagnating. Because they have believed that this is what they are capable of. They are oscillating at that income frequency. So if they want to go to 200 rupees or 2000 rupees, they have to consciously oscillate at that frequency by way of these two things. Or see, generally you will find in Vedas, they will say you do meditation, like ideally 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the evening we should meditate. Ideally 1 hour a day we should be silent. Silent means not reading, not watching TV, just be, eyes open, just be, and watch everything as a third party. Number 3, we should be non-judgmental always, non-judgmental. And number 4 is we should commune with nature. We should go and stand near the tree and just watch the tree, watch the flower. If you believe me, you do that. You go and just look at the flower and start observing the flower. You will feel so much calmness and happiness. You check it, because that is nature. You are connected to nature, and that is meditation, by the way. That is meditation. So when you are watching the nature's beauty, what God has, generally people ignore what God has created, and people go and worship what man has created. So man has created statue, so we are worshipping that. But whatever, so you are created by God, he is created by God. So I should respect and love this God's creation rather than man's creation, which is a replica of God. So if somebody, these 4 things also are written in Vedas, where we should be non-judgmental, we should be in commune with nature, 30 minutes meditation, and being silent. But these are not easy things to do, especially the meditation, going blank, it's not easy. So this formula which I am giving you, in the night, you imagine what you want to yourself to be in terms of health, wealth, happiness, prosperity, whatever. So if you imagine yourself to be in that position, you will get it. Okay?
With a magic stone.
Magic stone, you take it, or otherwise.
It's not a good idea.
Yeah, we need some. See, generally we need
Symbol.
We basically need some symbol.
Symbol believers.
So cells will change during the night. When you sleeping, you give some program.
Yeah, the new cells are always, they are recreating every fraction of second. So when you are thinking that you are healthy, the next cell will be healthy. Now this cell has problem, new cell will not have problem, because the cell is looking at you, is taking instructions from your mind. So when you start thinking I am healthy, the new cell thinks I am healthy, so he will become healthy.
So what about the disease cell that is already in your body?
So that also will go again. See, disease cannot remain in the body. The liver is changed every 6 months. Stomach linings are changed every 7 days. So everything is changing because of cells are changing. So the disease, which is this cell has disease, it will not be able to pass it to the next cell if you are thinking you are healthy, because you are oscillating at healthy frequency. So new cell will be healthy.
Therefore, the thought process has to be healthy.
Absolutely, thoughts become thing. That is what secret says. Everything is thoughts. And wherever we are today, happy or sad, wherever, it is all because of your yesterday's thoughts. So whatever we think, we are actually writing our future. We are actually designing our future. This is what I want to be tomorrow. And you can actually command the universe to give you that if you properly. Today, see, gravitation will work whether you like it or not. So if you think bad about yourself or somebody else, you will go there. Suppose you think, or what will happen? Will I be healthy? You will not, because again the law of attraction is working. Because you are attracting problems. In fact, you must have heard this law of attraction so many times. I was thinking today morning, I should call it law of vibration. It is not law of attraction. But law of attraction will not also give you exact what it is. It is vibration. So I am vibrating at a frequency, and the thing which I want is vibrating at other frequency, and that is the law. If I start vibrating at that frequency, I will attract it. That is the law. So it is not law of attraction as such. It is law of vibration, or maybe law of frequency.
No, law of vibration.
Vibration is more because that is what we are.
Because we are all in vibration.
Everybody is in vibration.
What is different between vibration and frequency?
It is same. You are vibrating at same. Now see, what is happening is, as I said, this law is continuously working in its full glory. Like if I think what will happen to my health tomorrow, you are actually oscillating at unhealthy frequency. So your health will go down. Again, the law is working because you want to go that Z frequency which is worse than X. You are going to. Y is healthy, Z is worse than today, and you are at X. So if you worry about your health tomorrow's health, you will go to Y. Law is working. You will go and oscillate at worse, and then you will collapse. So it is not that only good, it can be good, bad, ugly. So it is a double-edged sword. It will help you. If you don't use it, it will abuse you. That is how it is.
NLP is basically same concept.
Yes. Yes, NLP I have not studied, but yes, it is basically same. It is all about thought, and that is what they are also talking.
Neuro language.
English diploma. Okay, so any questions anybody has, please feel free.
I like your Bollywood attraction.
In fact, my only thing is, my only message to you is, we have to oscillate at where we want to go, and that is the bottom line. And whatever we want in life, if we start thinking that we have got it, we'll get it. But it is not easy. It is easier said than done.
You have to always think I'm better than him. I'm always better than him. I'm a million times better off.
Right.
It's a better frequency to operate.
And how to think is, if you keep on talking, you will start believing. So, okay, mantra, I wanted to give you health mantra. This is the mantra, I am healthy. If somebody takes a piece of paper in the morning, and before doing anything, just write 21 times, I am healthy, with complete focus on what you are writing. I am healthy, I am healthy, I am healthy. That person will be cured of cancer also. Because in those 21 repetitions, all your cells will purify. Ideally, one should do that, but the timing has to be same, and there should not be any disturbance. So, suppose you say 6 o'clock. So, if you do at 6 o'clock every day for next 21 days, you will be cured. I have gone and told this to many people. It is not that it has worked always. I have gone and told it to many cancer patients also. But what happens is, this frequency which I want to give them, their current frequency doesn't accept that. They say these reports, these doctors, everybody is saying, so they don't accept.
So you see, the thought in the mind is cancer.
Absolutely, and they are not able.
Thought is dead. And therefore, when they do this, they do as an alternative thinking.
And they don't believe in
It
this.
should not be an alternative thinking.
It should be the main thinking. When I'm saying I'm healthy, I'm
Let's not
healthy.
do it with conviction.
It has to be-
It has to be with conviction, with strong
And belief.
But conviction will happen when it
Yeah.
comes from your heart.
Exactly.
Without, you don't
Yeah,
need your,
you just
you
say
don't
it,
need your
just the
brain.
words are meaningless.
In fact, if somebody keeps on repeating this, his conviction will come. If he keeps on saying I'm healthy, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, he will start believing that.
Yeah, right.
So one should do that. Maybe not 21 times, 210 times, but if somebody keeps on repeating that, slowly he will believe that he is healthy, and he will become healthy, because we are what we think we are. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Not very